प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, the Samam Bonam, Chapter 14, Brahma's Prayers to Lord Krishna, verse number 54. Tasmat priyatama swatma sarvesham api dehinam tadarthameva sakalam jagat etacharacharam. Tasmat priyatama swatma sarvesham api dehinam tadarthameva sakalam jagatetačaračaram. Tasmat priyatama swatma sarvesham api dehinam tadarthameva sakalam jagat etacharacharam. Tasmat priyatama swatma sarvesham api dehinam tadarthameva sakalam jagat etacharacharam. Tasmat priyatama swatma sarvesham api dehinam tadarthameva sakalam jagat etacharacharam. Tasmat priyatama swatma vesham api dehinam tadarthameva sakalam jagat etacharacharam. Tasmat priyatama swatma sarvesham api dehinam tadarthameva sakalam jagat etacharacharam. Mataji. Tasmat priyatama swatma sarvesham api dehinam tadarthameva sakalam jagat etacharacharam. Tasmat, therefore, priyatama, most dear, swatma, one's own self, sarvesham, for all, api, indeed, dehinam, embodied living being, tadartham, for the sake of it, eva, certainly, sakalam, all, jagat, the created universe, etat, this, characharam, with its moving and non-moving entities. Translation and purport by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Therefore, it is his own self that is most dear to every embodied living being, and it is simply for the satisfaction of this self that the whole material creation of moving and non-moving entities exists. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The word chara charam, purport by disciples of Srila Prabhupada. The word chara charam indicates moving living entities such as animals and non-moving living entities such as trees. Or the word may also refer to moving possessions such as one's family and pets, and non-moving possessions such as one's house and household paraphernalia. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 14, verse number 54, translation. Therefore, it is his own self that is most dear to every embodied living being, and it is simply for the satisfaction of this self that the whole material creation of moving and non-moving entities exists. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So few days back we discussed almost similar verse. So after hearing various aspects of Brahma Vimohan Leela, Parikshit Maharaj, he is asking a question. He asks that how come the coward women, the elderly gopis, they love Krishna more than their own sons. Generally, it is seen that a mother loves her own child more than other children. She is highly affectionate towards her own child as compared to neighbor's child. But here it is opposite, that the elderly gopis, they love Yashoda's child more than their own son. So how is that possible? And here they don't know Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead and we should love Him. They don't have that philosophy, that knowledge. So Shukadeva Goswami, replying to Parikshit Maharaj, first responds to his logical basis, wherein Parikshit Maharaj has said that generally a mother loves her own child more than others' child. So Shukadeva Goswami says that's not true. Mother loves children because she loves herself. My child, my son, my daughter. So because she loves herself, so she loves the child. My. The love is because of my shirt. I love my shirt so much that I take care. But if I walk and somebody else's shirt is there, I don't take care. Both are cloth. But this is my cloth, my kurta. So why do I love that kurta? Because I love myself. So mother loves child because she loves herself. And this self-love is higher than extended love. So this self is either body or soul. So Shukadeva Goswami goes step by step. That a person loves his relatives, husband, wife, mother, father, because they are related to his body. And he loves his body more than relatives. And next step is he loves the body because there is love for the self, which is soul. And the body is related to the soul. So just as children are related to the body, and love for the child is a proof that there is love for the body, so in the same way, body is related to the soul, and love for the body is a proof that there is love for the soul, the self, the real self. And then he concludes the argument saying that after lots of knowledge, a conditioned soul realizes that this love for the soul is also incomplete. The actual love is for Krishna, and the soul is part and parcel of Krishna. The soul is related to Krishna. So there is love for Krishna, which is percolating down to the love for self, the soul, to the love for body, and to the love for child and child's shoes, whatever it may be. So the Brajavasis, they are on the platform that they have love for Krishna. That is the highest love. So more than their child, they love body. More than the body, they love the soul. More than the soul, they love super soul, who happens to be neighbor's son, Yashoda's son. So who happens to be Krishna. That's natural constitutional position to love Krishna. And that is exhibited in all the pastimes in Sri Vrindavan Dham. All the Brajavasis, they have that natural love for Krishna. Not out of knowledge that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not out of hopes that God, Krishna will protect me. not out of desire that God, Krishna will provide me. No, that there is no such aspect of knowledge and fulfillment. It's just pure love, without any material desire or expectation. So in this verse, Shukadeva Goswami, while concluding his argument, says that the self is most dear, and because of that affection, because of the desire to satisfy myself, this whole world exists, this whole creation exists. Chara charam, moving and non-moving entities exist. Moving is husband, wife, children, dog, and non-moving is house, clothes, furniture, mobile, chara charam. So whatever around us exists is because of my desire to be happy. Whatever is favorable to my happiness is around and near me, taken care, maintained. And whatever is unfavorable to my happiness is kept apart, destroyed, out of eyes, vision, unfavorable, rejected. That is the world of illusion we live in. Krishna, he created a world for a particular purpose. When he is center of the world, that's the reality. But when the conditioned soul comes in this world and makes a false center. What is the false center? I am center. Then his experience of reality changes, and that is called illusion, perverted reflection. An illusory world is created which doesn't exist. It's just a reflection in his own mind. And whole day we are busy in that illusory world which is separate from reality, separate from what Krishna created. So as soon as I think I am the center of attraction, I am the center of enjoyment, our worldview changes. It's like you go to a room with the information, my room. And you go to the room with the information, Prabhupada's room, Prabhupada's quarters. Just these two information, which are different, make your behavior change, make your mentality change, make your consciousness change. Right? Or Krishna's room, altar. Just the information that this is not my room, it's Krishna's room, will make changes in our habits, our behavior, our speech, our action, our consciousness, our thought process. Right? Just that information. So when a conditioned soul, birth after birth after birth, comes to this information that this is Krishna's world, Vasudevam Sarvamiti. Then prapadyante, he surrenders to Krishna. He sees a different world. But till a conditioned soul comes to that point, he undergoes so many species and he thinks, I am the center, and he sees an illusion around him. Like last time I was giving this example. Imagine on the road there is a rose flower and a rose plant and a nice red rose. And a goat comes by. What does a goat see? Breakfast. And to eat the rose. Breakfast. A gardener comes by, a flower wala, mali. What does he see? 10 rupees. He sees this as a product which he can sell in his shop, 10 rupees. A girl comes by, she sees something to decorate my hair. I will look attractive. A boy comes by, he says, oh, if I give to my girlfriend, she will be so happy. $1 million smile I will get. A pujari comes by, says, oh, if I pluck and give to Radha Rasbir, it will be so nice. So what is that object? Is it breakfast? Is it a product for the market sale? Is it a decorative piece? Is it a gift for girlfriend? Is it a bhoga for Radha Rasbihari? And these are just 5 examples. I can give 50 examples. So what is this product? What is this object which we in human society call red rose? What is it? Nobody knows. And if you think you have a right answer to this, go and explain it to the goat. Cannot convince the goat. Nobody knows. So Krishna created this world. What is it? We don't know. Then what we know is when I keep myself in the center, then I have certain experience. That I called my world, and that is what we know. So goat keeps itself in the center and sees that as an eatable. The girl keeps itself in the center and keeps that as a shingar item. So based on our desire, we see the world. That's how in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes this world as upside down tree, perverted reflection. A banyan tree is on the bank of the river, and on the surface of water, we see an upside down banyan tree. Does that upside down banyan tree exist? No. Do you see it? Yes. Something which doesn't exist, we are seeing it. So interesting. So you go and touch, you will touch water. Not tree, not leaf, not trunk, not branch. You will touch water. So where does it exist? It exists on the surface of water as illusion, reflection. So in the same way, there is one world, but on our surface of desires, the reflection of that creation exists, which actually is not there. And based on my desires, I see the world different from you based on your desires. So if a goat goes, it sees the world in a different way. A dog sees the world in a different way. A devotee sees the world in a different way. A girl, a boy sees the world in a different way. A prime minister and a citizen, they see the world in a different way. So as many conditioned souls are there, that many world views are there. Unlimited. That many worlds exist on the illusory platform. Out of all them, only one is real. Rest all is fake. And we are so busy in our fake world and more busy in making it better and more busy trying to prove to others that this is real and yours is fake. That's why there are conflicts, arguments. So the purpose of human life is to come out of this fake illusory experience and see real world, experience real world made by Krishna. And that's only possible when the desire plane is empty. No desires, no material desires. That's anya abhilashita shunyam. That's pure devotee. He comes in contact with Krishna's creation because there are no material desires. So till I have a desire to enjoy Krishna's creation, I'll be in illusion. Till Ravana has a desire to enjoy Mother Sita, he doesn't see Sita. He sees Maya. Till I have desire to have sense enjoyment, I don't come in contact with Krishna's creation. I come in contact with an illusory, imaginary experience, imaginary sense objects which don't exist. So if Ravana develops devotion to Ram, then he will have darshan of Mother Sita. But if he has desire to enjoy, then he will come in contact with Maya, poison, and he will be killed. So that flip is required for us to make a change. Not just externals, but an internal change is required. That's why in second canto Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a chapter describing the process of pure devotional service. And the title of the chapter is The Change in the Heart. The process of bhakti is supposed to make change in our heart every day. That is spiritual growth. Not just change in dress and address. It is good our dress has changed. It is good our address has also changed. At the same time, we continue the process of changing dress, changing address, changing hairstyle, changing our heart to become pure devotees of Krishna. So the principle of enjoyment and principle of renunciation is two are opposite. If I am staying in this world for my enjoyment, I come in contact with a very different aspect of reality. But if I am staying in this world for Krishna's enjoyment, I come in contact with absolute reality. It's just our consciousness which makes the difference. And that has to change. So sometimes we read pastimes of pure devotees having a very different behavior in the same world. And that's because their consciousness is different. Like Parikshit Maharaj, without food and drink, without sleep, sitting at one location and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and enjoying the nectar. And Shukadeva Goswami speaking. That's a very different consciousness. Rupa and Sanatan Goswami staying under a tree in Vrindavan. Every day different tree. And whole day enjoying the nectar of Krishna Katha and Krishna Naam. Hardly sleeping and eating. How is that possible? Srila Haridas Thakur chanting 64 rounds plus 64 rounds plus 64 rounds every day. 192 rounds, 21 hours. So this is very different consciousness. So for my pleasure, this whole creation exists. For everybody having his own world, his own illusion. And the purpose of life is to come out of this and keep Krishna in the center. And the natural love of the soul for Krishna is higher than love for children, love for body and self-love. That is visible in Vrindavan. When Krishna Balram, they came to Mathura with their friends to kill Kans, they wanted to see the city. Being from village, they thought, let's see the city of Mathura. So in the evening, Krishna, Balram and their friends were walking on the road, main road of Mathura. And the news spread that Krishna Balram has come. Krishna Balram were already popular in Mathura because the news would come from Vrindavan that there is a boy, blackish blue, whom our king Kansa is afraid, who killed Putana, who killed Shaktasur, who killed Trinavrat, who lifted Govardhan hill, who chastised Kaliya, who killed Aghasur, who did Rasa dance. Already Krishna was popular in Mathura. And the residents of Mathura, Mathura Vasis, were very eager to get a glimpse of Krishna. So when Krishna Balram came to Mathura, the news spread that Krishna has come, he is walking on the road. Then all the residents came out of their houses to see Krishna. And the ladies of Mathura, they went on the rooftops, on the balconies to have darshan of Shyam Sundar. Now their eagerness and their love for Krishna is expressed in Srimad Bhagavatam. They say some ladies were so eager to see Krishna that they hurriedly dressed themselves. So they put lower garment on upper part of the body and upper garment on lower part of the body and ran on the balcony to see Krishna. Some wore their clothes backwards and ran to see Krishna. Some applied kajal only to one eye. Some wore only one bangle, one hand, half decoration, half makeup, half ornamentation, and they ran to see Krishna. Some were feeding their babies breast milk, and they kept the baby down crying and ran to see Krishna. Some were serving their husbands roti, one. And they ran, and the husband is sitting for the next roti. They ran to see Krishna. Some were taking bath, and when they came to know, with half bath, wet body, they just wrapped themselves with some clothes and ran to see Krishna. And one amazing lady, she was in her own wedding doing Satphera. And when she heard, she stopped that Satphera and ran to see Krishna. That is the natural attraction for Krishna. More than self-love. Krishna is so lovable. So when they were on the terrace and they saw a beautiful form of Krishna walking like a elephant and smiling sweetly and glancing on them with his lotus petal like eyes, Krishna stealed their hearts. And they, with their eyes, they took Krishna inside, Krishna's form inside through their eyes and embraced him in their heart. And they got complete reciprocation in Krishna's glances and smiles. That's ecstasy. So Krishna is highly lovable, all attractive, and a person is completely satisfied just by loving Krishna. No frustration. But loving child, loving husband, wife, father, mother, or body, or household paraphernalia, or dog, or self is incomplete, is partial. That doesn't give Atma Suprasiddhati. That doesn't give complete happiness. Only by loving and serving Krishna one gets complete happiness. There is a pastime in which once Srimati Radharani was not allowed to go to Nandagaon to cook for Krishna. Generally she goes every day to Nandagaon to cook for Krishna. And that is her great pleasure. So once her elders, her mother-in-law, did not allow, and a message was sent to Nandagaon, to Yashoda Maiya, that Radharani will not now henceforth come to cook for Krishna. So that day Yashoda Maiya cooked for Krishna. And Krishna ate only half pet, not bhar pet, only half meal he ate. So everybody in Nanda Maharaj's palace is upset and sad that Krishna didn't eat full meal. So one of the messenger Gopi came from Nandagaon to Barsana to inform Radharani that Krishna didn't eat full. And here, because Radharani didn't get an opportunity to cook for Krishna, in that pain she developed very high fever. The body temperature increased. She was crying. Hot tears were coming from her eyes. So Lalita Vishaka Sakhi, they brought very cool chandan and made a paste, added camphor, and they went to apply chandan to her body. As soon as the chandan touched her body, it became like a dry leaf and fell off. So much high temperature. Then they brought very cooling lotus petals, dipped them in cold water and made a bed for her to lie down so that her temperature reduces. But as soon as she lay down, they all became burnt and dried and went away, flew away. That was her condition. And there was Krishna's condition. So Krishna went to the forest. Yashoda Maiya sent a message to Radharani, cook something at home and send to the forest. Krishna will eat. So as soon as Radharani got that message, in her feverish condition, she got up and she arranged the whole cooking, sitting in front of fire with that hot temperature of the body, she was feeling very cool because she was cooking for Krishna. So that's the transformation due to love. In Nectar of Devotion, Srila Rupa Goswami explains that if Yashoda Maiya is standing in fire but gets to see Krishna, she will feel like standing in the ice of Himalayas, cool, not troubled. But if Yashoda Maiya is in the ocean of nectar, Amrit, but doesn't get to see Krishna, she will have experience of drinking poison, so much in distress. So for a conditioned soul, happiness and distress is related to contact with sense objects. For a pure devotee, happiness and distress is not related to contact with poison, nectar, ice, cold or hot, fire. Is related to contact with Krishna or not. So in contact with Krishna, poison is nectar. In separation from Krishna, nectar is poison. In contact with Krishna, fire is pleasant. In separation of Krishna, even pleasant atmosphere is fiery, is unpleasant. That's the love. Once Krishna couldn't meet Radharani, so he was crying to Madhumangal. Not only he was painful, he was reflecting how Radharani must be feeling painful. So he told Madhumangal, she loves me so much, she must be in big pain. And Krishna told one story to Madhumangal. He said once there was a village function, public function, and all the Brajavasis were there in the evening time. And Krishna was there with Nanda Baba and Yashoda Maiya. And Radharani is there with her parents and in-laws. And she was wearing big gungat and very shy, just looking down. And both Radharani and Krishna in the same place, but they can't look at each other. So Krishna wants to see her face, but she is not lifting her sari. And she wants to see Krishna, but she is not lifting her eyes, because all the elders are there, and in front of them, if she sees Krishna or tries to see Krishna, then again rumors will start circulating. So they both are near each other but not seeing each other. They are feeling very distressed. So then Krishna says to Madhumangal, at that time Radharani, she wears so many ornaments. Each of her ornament has a name. So out of all her pearl necklaces, her favorite is called Hari Mohan. Hari Mohan pearl necklace, diamond necklace. Because Hari Mohan, it attracts Hari. When she wears that necklace, Hari gets attracted to her. That's why Hari Mohan. Like Krishna's all the flutes, unlimited flutes, they all have name. Mohini, Akarshini, Sankarshini. So her necklaces and ornaments also have names. So she was wearing Hari Mohan, her favorite necklace. And she put her hand and broke that necklace. And all the pearls were scattered down on the ground. And then she bent down to pick up each pearl. And that was an opportunity. While she was picking up each pearl, she was seeing Krishna. She was giving pearl-like glances to Krishna. So just to see Shyam Sundar, she broke her own favorite necklace, Hari Mohan. So Krishna with tears in his eyes was telling Madhumangal, that just to see me, she broke her Hari Mohan that day. And today I don't know what will happen, that she cannot see me. She is being restricted in the house. So Krishna is crying. So there are so many such events, pastimes, in which devotees express love for Krishna much, much more than love for the self. And that's real. That's pure relationship which satisfies the self. So in order to be happy, one should make Krishna happy. In order to be comfortable, one should make Krishna comfortable. We are part and parcel of Krishna. Only when the whole is happy, the part will be happy. If I put effort in making the part happy and not the whole, the part will never be happy. That will never work. That will never give success. So the only way to be happy is to serve Krishna. And that is what Srimad Bhagavatam is repeatedly instructing us. That is what in every class is being discussed. That is what every devotee is requesting us. That is what the spiritual master is instructing. And that is what our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada is informing us. That the only way to be happy is to serve Krishna. Not selfish desires, material attachments. That will not make us happy. We will be frustrated. Sooner or later, a person will come on this point of realization. So why later? Why to waste few more years to come to this point? So when we serve Krishna, our life is perfect. Bhakti Prabhupada translated as devotional service. Oxford Dictionary translates bhakti as love and devotion. Srila Prabhupada translated as devotional service. By doing service to Krishna, not just lip service of chanting the holy name, also bodily service. Body, mind and words. Our day should be divided into 3. 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. 8 hours for the body, health, 8 hours for sadhana, and 8 hours for service. 6 hours we sleep, 2 hours for bathing, honoring prasadam, little bit walking, exercise. Then 8 hours morning, evening program, reading, some devotee association, relationship, friends, and 8 hours service. Broadly, there may be little bit here and there, but we should be engaged in Krishna's service. That is what we are praying for. My dear Lord, please engage me in your service. Then when the service comes, I am less enthusiastic. That's not good. Ashram, we all joined here to do shram. Ashram, come and do shram. Not aram. Ashram, come and do effort. Shram means mehnat, hard work, effort. So be busy with Krishna. When I just joined, I was once chanting in front of the doors. I still remember, that's why I am sharing this. Just new bhakta, new devotee, 2-3 months. So Bhima Prabhu came walking that side and he asked me my name and from where I am, etc. I think one of the first introduction we had. So he told me one statement. He said, be busy with Krishna. So very important formula for all of us. That still I remember, and It went into my heart. Be busy with Krishna. So something or other we do. We serve devotees, do kirtan, chant, read, talk about Krishna, help others to serve Krishna. Doesn't matter my department, your department. There is nothing like that. It is just an organizational system to help us. But don't make departments in the heart, that he is not my department, I am different department. Don't make that. We are one family. It's just to help us. DT department, Sankirtan department, accounts department, just to help us managerially, organized. But in the heart should be all one servants of Krishna, helping each other to grow in Krishna consciousness. If some department is busy, then we should help them. When we are busy, we seek help. So in that way, selflessly we serve Krishna. So service is very important. When Krishna Balram went to Mathura, the tailor served Krishna, the florist served Krishna, and Kubja, she offered chandan and served Krishna, and Krishna gave them Krishna Prem. So just by small service, Krishna gets attracted. King Prataprudra, so many times he tried to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but Chaitanya said, I don't want to meet the king. He is always busy with money and politics. But on the day of Pratyatra, King Prataprudra, in a Vaishnav dress, was brooming in front of Lord Jagannath's cart. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw him doing menial service for Lord Jagannath. And he decided to give him mercy. So Prabhupada writes there, one can attract Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy by doing some service. So one should be equally enthusiastic to do service for the pleasure of Krishna. That's perfection of our life. Okay, we will end here. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If there are any comments or questions, you may please ask.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Govind Kumar.
Thank you very much for the nice class.
You
very nicely explained the logical part of how the soul ultimately loves Krishna. So in Vrindavan, Krishna was drawing the love from the Vrajavasis without their knowing also that he is Krishna in the form of their sons. So, and the logic you explained that because super soul is here, so soul will automatically love him. So now we are in front of the lordships. We know here that here is the Supreme Lord, but still that love is not coming out from our heart. We are not getting attracted to Krishna so much. So where is what is the lacune here?
So just like an iron piece naturally gets attracted to magnet, but if there is rust on the iron piece, it doesn't get attracted. So there is no problem with the magnet, it's the rust. So in the same way, Radha Raspberry is all attractive magnet, but we have lust. We are rusty and lusty. There is impurities which are in between that attractive force. So these impurities have to be cleared. And that happens by our sadhana bhakti. So So when we do sadhana bhakti and the impurities are cleared, then the spontaneous affection for Krishna develops. So the rust has to be cleared from the iron by rubbing. And so we clear by chanting, scrubbing, chanting. So we follow this sadhana. He has attracted us, that's why we are still sitting here. He has attracted us, that's why we have, many boys have left their degree, their education, their family, their house, their career, their money, and sleeping on simple chatai. Why? Some attraction is there, some intellectual conviction is there. So he has attracted us. Now we have to maintain and increase, and that happens by self-purification. So nothing is missing. He is self-same, all attractive Ras Bihari. The process is pure, transcendental. Now we have to wait for his mercy. So we continue our sadhana and hope one day he will pull us. He will steal our heart. Okay? Any more questions? Yes, Prabhu. Anybody who can not working?
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much,
Hare
Guruji,
Krishna.
for a wonderful class. Just one question, Prabhuji. You were mentioning about the one is loving child, then body, then soul, then super soul. So, question was coming in my mind that what does it means loving soul? Does it means the activity related to the doing the activities related to the soul? And if that is, then what is the difference between loving soul and super soul?
Okay, here Shukadeva Goswami went from child to body to soul to super soul in the sense that somebody is very old. He still wants to live. He doesn't like old body. He realizes, I am not this body, but I still want to live. So that's loving the soul. You getting me? So it's going beyond the platform of body. That I want to live. This body is not good. He no longer loves the body but loves the soul. So that is what Sukadeva Goswami is mentioning. Okay? Yes, Sharat.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you very much for the very wonderful class. So, you are talking about different departments in the heart. We should not try to make different departments in the heart. So, generally when services come, it so happens that why we get busy into our own departments is we look forward for continuous development, continuous improvements. So, which is ideally should not be a problem as such, like generally. So, but then when you are talking about the mentality of ours, not serving other departments, now the priority comes because when I also needs to do this thing and when other departments also needs to be done something, because I am responsible for my department, there the responsibility is not there. So then naturally, like not naturally, it's a kind of a duty, and I am supposed to, maintain it. Because if I don't do it, who will else do it? With this same idea, even when you are talking about the mother's love for his own child, generally it is more than other's child. So my one question was that if the mother doesn't love her own child, then who will love her own child? And if the child doesn't get sufficient love from one's own mother, then the child will search for some other love partners and all. So then, I think the mother, should love, her own child also, and to Krishna also. If you can explain. Thank you.
Yeah, so see, there are imperfections in the conditioned soul visible in various interactions. So Krishna is so intelligent, he uses those imperfections to sustain the cycle of creation and destruction of this universe. But they are not required for the soul to grow or go back home, back to Godhead. So like this, when we preach to some boys, we see certain limitations, weaknesses, which should not be there. But till by the process of chanting and hearing they go away, we allow that weakness to be utilized in the service of Krishna. Don't we? So in the same way, Krishna allows that imperfection. So mother loves the child. That's conditional situation. But Krishna allows that so that the child is sustained. So it becomes natural on bodily level. It looks natural on the body. On constitutionally, there is no relationship between these two souls. But there is sentimental love. So Krishna allows that okay, because mother loves the child, let me share my responsibility to take care of this child on the mother. She loves, so she will take care of the responsibility. Same way husband, wife or brother, sister. So it's Krishna's responsibility to take care of the child. And Krishna has made an arrangement that because there is sentimental love, so this responsibility taken care by mother. So mother gets fulfilled, child gets nourished. But eventually the mother has to come out of this, not sustain this whole life. Right? So she is supposed to be responsible not because it's my child. She is supposed to be responsible because Krishna has given me this duty. That's a higher sense of the same duty. And there is natural affection which is okay. Right? And regarding the departments, at some stage of our bhakti we may need certain information and certain identity. But as we grow, we should know that our relationship with devotees is beyond that managerial or material identity. Right? So, yes, the very reason departments are made so that smoothly all services happen. So, for that purpose to accomplish, but it's just a system. It's not absolute truth. And it should not be within my heart. If there's fire in another department, I should not sit and do my priorities. Right? Eventually, you and me kind of situation should not arise in our heart. Departments, then temples, then zones, then countries. Finally, you and me situation is arising. It is only for the purpose of doing a certain service, but not for the purpose of creating that discrimination. You and me, that discrimination is not good. Right? So small children are given certain instructions for their protection. But eventually those instructions vanish as they grow up. Don't talk to strangers for their protection. Right? But as they grow up, help strangers. No? Right? Somebody in distress, you help. So in the same way, your authority may tell you, just be in your department. But as you grow up, you should know if some department requires my help, I should not just keep quiet. I should extend help. Right? So we need to mature from these instructions. Don't talk to him. That may be into a new college boy. Right? But whole life you don't talk to that person. What, there is a grudge or there is envy or there is superiority, inferiority? Then where is Pandita Samadarshina? Where is so many things, right? So certain instructions at certain stage of our growth is required. But as we change, those details also change. So what is good for me, I have to re-evaluate. Okay? Hare Krishna. Any more questions? Okay, we'll end here. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.